A tale of two economies, Iran and Israel. Two countries often pitted against each other in the news, represent fascinating case studies in economic resilience and disparity. They're locked in a geopolitical standoff, yet they have surprisingly comparable economic stories. Understanding their economies means understanding their strengths, weaknesses, and the daily realities faced by their people. Buckle up, because we're diving into the fascinating and often surprising economic showdown between Iran and Israel. First, let's talk money. Money, as we know, is a crucial element in understanding the economic health of a nation. It serves as a medium of exchange, a store of value, and a unit of account. But how do we measure the economic prowess of a country? Specifically, gross domestic product, or GDP. GDP is a comprehensive measure that gives us an idea of the economic performance of a country. It encompasses the total value of all goods and services produced over a specific time period within a nation's borders. It's the total value of everything a country produces in a year. This includes everything from the cars rolling off assembly lines to the software being coded in tech hubs. Every product and service, whether tangible or intangible, contributes to the GDP. Think of it as a country's economic report card. Just like students receive grades that reflect their academic performance, countries receive GDP figures that reflect their economic performance. A higher GDP indicates a more productive and prosperous economy. Iran, with its vast oil reserves, boasts a larger GDP, clocking in at over $1.7 trillion. The oil industry plays a significant role in Iran's economy, contributing a substantial portion to its GDP. The revenue generated from oil exports has been a major driver of economic growth. Israel, a global tech hub, comes in at a respectable $500 billion. But size isn't everything. Israel's economy is driven by innovation and technology. The country has earned a reputation as the startup nation due to its high concentration of tech startups and cutting-edge research and development. Growth rate, the speed at which an economy expands, paints a more dynamic picture. While GDP gives us a snapshot of the economy at a given time, the growth rate tells us how fast the economy is growing or shrinking over time. It's an indicator of economic momentum. Iran has seen its economy fluctuate wildly in recent years, largely due to international sanctions. These sanctions have restricted Iran's ability to trade freely with other nations, leading to economic instability and uncertainty. The fluctuating oil prices have also contributed to the volatility. Israel, on the other hand, has enjoyed more consistent growth, averaging around 4% annually. This steady growth can be attributed to a diversified economy, strong institutions, and a focus on innovation. Israel's ability to adapt and thrive in a rapidly changing global economy has been a key factor in its success. So while Iran might be the bigger economic engine, Israel seems to be the one running smoother. A well-functioning economy is not just about size. It's about stability, resilience, and the ability to sustain growth over the long term. Israel's consistent performance highlights the importance of a balanced and diversified economic approach. Now let's talk about people. Population is a fundamental aspect of any country, influencing its economy, culture, and overall development. Iran has a population of over 85 million, making it one of the most populous countries in the Middle East. The bustling streets and vibrant markets are a testament to its large and diverse population. In contrast, Israel has a population of just 9 million, which is more than 10 times smaller than Iran's. Despite its smaller size, Israel's urban areas are highly developed, with modern buildings and a thriving financial district. This difference in population size is crucial when we look at GDP per capita. GDP per capita is a measure that divides the total economic output of a country by its population, giving us an average economic productivity per person. It essentially divides the economic pie by the number of mouths to feed. In countries with large populations, the pie has to be divided into more pieces, which can affect the average wealth of its citizens. Israel boasts a significantly higher GDP per capita, exceeding $43,000. This high GDP per capita is reflective of its advanced economy, technological innovations, and efficient industries. On the other hand, Iran lags behind with a GDP per capita of around $20,000. This lower figure can be attributed to various factors, including economic sanctions, political instability, and a less diversified economy. This means an average Israeli enjoys a higher standard of living than an average Iranian. Higher GDP per capita often translates to better access to healthcare, education, and overall quality of life, making a significant difference in everyday living conditions. But what about jobs and wages? Iran struggles with high unemployment, particularly among its youth, hovering around 10%. Israel enjoys a lower unemployment rate, typically below 4%. The average Israeli also earns significantly more than the average Iranian. This wage gap reflects differences in education levels, technological advancement, and overall economic productivity. Section 5. The shadow of corruption. Here's where things get shady. Corruption. Both countries grapple with this issue, but to different extents. Transparency International's Corruption Perceptions Index ranks Israel higher than Iran. This suggests that bribery, nepotism, and lack of accountability are more prevalent in Iran. This corruption acts as a drag on economic growth, discourages foreign investment, and erodes public trust. Section 6. Living on the edge. Cost of living and political stability. These two factors are deeply intertwined and can significantly affect the quality of life in any country. Let's talk about the cost of groceries, rent, and that morning cup of coffee. These everyday expenses can vary greatly depending on where you live. For instance, the price of a simple cup of coffee can tell us a lot about the economic conditions of a place. The cost of living in Israel is significantly higher than in Iran. This includes everything from groceries to housing. However, political stability plays a crucial role in shaping these costs. A stable political environment can lead to a more predictable and secure life. Israel, despite facing security challenges, enjoys a more stable political environment. This stability can provide a sense of security and predictability for its citizens. A stable political environment often means better infrastructure, more reliable public services, and a stronger economy. Iran, on the other hand, has experienced political and economic volatility. This instability can lead to uncertainty and hardship for its people. The volatility in Iran has impacted its currency, making everyday transactions more difficult and unpredictable. This unpredictability affects all aspects of life, from the cost of basic necessities to the overall sense of security and well-being for its citizens. Understanding the relationship between cost of living and political stability is crucial for grasping the broader picture of life in these countries. Section 7. Health and well-being. Now let's look at how these economies impact the well-being of their citizens. Israel boasts a universal healthcare system, ensuring access to quality medical care for all. Iran's healthcare system, while improving, faces challenges in terms of infrastructure and access, particularly in rural areas. Life expectancy is a good indicator of overall health. Israelis have a higher life expectancy than Iranians, reflecting differences in healthcare access and quality of life. Section 8. Under the weather, climate change and its impacts. Both countries face the growing threat of climate change. Israel, located in an arid region, faces increasing water scarcity and desertification. Iran grapples with similar challenges, with droughts impacting its agricultural sector and air pollution plaguing its cities. These environmental challenges have direct economic consequences, impacting agricultural output, public health, and overall productivity. Section 9. The tech factor: innovation and entrepreneurship. One area where Israel shines is technological innovation. Israel has earned the nickname Startup Nation for its thriving tech sector. From cybersecurity to agricultural technology, Israeli startups attract significant investment and contribute to economic growth. Iran, while facing obstacles due to sanctions, also has a burgeoning tech scene, particularly in software development and engineering. Section 10. Beyond numbers, the human story. Numbers only tell part of the story. Behind the GDP figures and unemployment rates lie the individual stories of resilience, struggle, and aspiration. Iranian entrepreneurs navigate sanctions to build businesses. Israeli families cope with the high cost of living in Tel Aviv. Understanding the human impact of these economic realities is crucial for a complete picture. Section 11. Conclusion: charting different paths. Iran and Israel's economic journeys are a study in contrasts. Iran, with its vast resources, grapples with sanctions and internal challenges. Israel, despite its limited size, leverages its human capital and technological prowess to punch above its weight. The future of these economies intertwined with geopolitical realities, will depend on their ability to overcome challenges, foster innovation, and ultimately improve the lives of their people.